What's up, everybody? Chef Life Nitty here. I'm here to show you how to cook some stuff. We got some turkey and sausage meatballs. We got mirepoix, very fine dice, with some breadcrumbs, oregano, basil. We're going to use butter, add all that to the pan. We're going to sweat it out. What that does is give it some aroma. It flavors meat better. So, yeah, do that. Add everything to the pot on a medium-low heat. You don't want the butter to burn. You just want it to sweat. Add everything. And of course you gotta add, I love herbs, so I'm gonna add as much as I love. Definitely add some salt. Definitely add some seasoning. If you don't season, man, your food is already trash. It's gonna come out looking like this. Now, we got an egg. We're gonna put that in a turkey. And then with that, we're going to throw in the sausage, like that. Then we're going to throw in the breadcrumbs. We're going to add some salt too. Mix all that up. Add the mirepoix. And we're going to mix that up again. It's very important that you let the mirepoix cool down. Add the spray to the pan so it won't stick. Add some to your hands. So once you roll the meatballs, it won't stick to your hands. Now what we do, we roll that out. And this could be any size you like. Me, I go for the size that you see. I find this more easier to present. Put that in the pan. Throw those in the oven. I know some people like to fry them. I don't like to fry them because they're turkey. And because they're turkey, they dry out very quick. So it's very important to keep as much fat in it as possible. It's going to come out looking like this. And now what you do, you look out for part 2. Part 2, I'm going to show you the rest. Stay tuned. Nitty Kitchen. What's up, everybody? I'm back. The first part, you see me make the turkey sausage. Now I'm about to make the sauce. I got some more mirepoix with some garlic, some tomatoes. I got some mushrooms, and of course some basil. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little oil, put that in the pot. Then I'm gonna add some vegetables to it. You know, the mirepoix that we had cut. Add all that to the pot, and then you want to let that simmer off. Let that sweat off, just like how we did with the turkey meatballs. Add a little seasoning so it could sweat off a little bit more. And then once you add everything, turn up the heat and let it caramelize. You want it to get like a nice little brown coat, a light brown coat, not too heavy, not too light, but like a nice little brown coat, something like this. Now you add your plum tomatoes, you add some water. Definitely chop it up first. Now you add some water. Incorporate everything. Like I said, if you have some kids, this is going to be a very great way to incorporate the vegetables into food, and they won't even notice. It adds tons of flavor, adds tons of nutrition. You let that go. You let that simmer on low. Let it simmer on low. It'll get to something like this. You know, it looked very soupy, and this is where the blender comes in. You blend that up. You blend it up. And now, you make all the vegetables disappear, but it's still in the sauce. You got the tomato sauce right here, looking nice and smooth. Very nice and smooth. Like I said, it still look like a soup consistency. That's because the water is still in there. You're going to cook it off for a lot more longer. You got some mushrooms, some tomatoes, and you know the meatballs I added in part 1? You add them here. Boom. Now you mix that up. You turn the heat on low, and you let it simmer. You turn it on low and let it simmer. Add some basil. Boom. There you go. Now you let that rock for about 45 minutes to an hour on very low. Be sure to mix from time to time. Check out part 3. What's up, everybody? I had a question earlier and everybody chose fettuccine. Fettuccine over linguine. You know, so let's do this. We're gonna add that to the pot with some salt water, ocean water if you must say. Take that out, drain the water, add a little bit of oil or butter, whatever you like. Some basil, mix that in. Add a little extra aromatics to the pasta. Now it's time to plate. You're gonna give it a big scoop. And look at this, the twist. Boom. That's so important. Why? Because that adds the air and the height. That adds the air and the height. Okay? Boom, a little two twist. Now you're ready for the star of the show, the turkey meatballs, which we had simmering for about an hour and a half on low. That's it right there. I promise you. The tomato sauce, give it an extra scoop. Why not? Not too much though. You want it to still look pretty. Add some Parmesan cheese, of course, at the top. Ain't pasta without Parmesan, I tell you that much. Boom. Nice. Nice. Let's see. Garnish it with a little basil leaf. That's a beautiful basil leaf. I made some garlic bread. There we go.